Most of you know who I am, Melissa Axelson. I'm the Dean of Students here at NJCTL. So I've been helping you with your course progress and your planning and bugging you to stay active and keep working on your courses and stuff like that. So I do have a couple other NJCTL staff members here with us today that are also going to help with the presentation as we go along. So I'll introduce the instructors in a moment, but I do want to introduce Susan Olszewski first. So Susan, I'll let you tell about yourself, Susan.
Hi, everyone. I'm the director of faculty or dean of faculty, sorry. And I'm the person that you are in contact with about transcripts and anything having to do with certification. So when you finish up your program, I'll be the one that nominates you in NJ EdCert to get the new certificate. And yeah, I'm on tech support too. So some weekends, if you email, I'll be the one that responds.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to start the PowerPoint, and then along the way, we do introduce everyone. So I will share this with everyone, so do not worry about that after the meeting. And it's also going to be posted right within the course as well. So all our emails, pretty easy. You know, it's our first name at njctl.org. So these are the things we're going to be going through today in our agenda. I hope to get through this in about 20 minutes or so, and then that'll leave time for questions at the end. Along the way, if you think of a question, if you want to write it in chat, feel free to do that. And one of the NJCTL staff members who aren't talking would be able to answer you, or we'll talk about it with the whole group. So your coach is going to be your primary contact or in field experience. All right. So anyone who's in mathematics, except the elementary mathematics program. So if you're in middle school mathematics, you're in the mathematics master's degree, alternate route program, your instructor is Audra. So you all pretty much know Audra from being the instructor in your math courses. And then if you're elementary math, Kristen's been your instructor for the content courses as well as field experience, but she'll also do your field experience coaching. So Audra, if you want to say hello for a moment.
Hi, everyone. I'm Audra Christ. I've been with NJCTL for about 10 years full-time, but then started part-time ahead of time. Mainly in your shoes, I was teaching and then using the CTL materials in my classroom. I look forward to working with all of the math candidates throughout the year. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out by email.
All right, and then Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen DeAngelis. I've been with NJCTL, I think it's about 12 years now, maybe 13. Many of you I've seen in teaching methods as well. And then I will be working with the elementary math candidates going through. I'm excited for a fun semester.
All right, thank you. And Joseph Karayuki, he's new to anyone in science. So you can reach out to him. And once you enroll in field experience, I'll also note who your instructor is again. But Joseph, would you like to talk for a minute? So he'll do anyone doing any of the science. Middle school science, biology, physics, chemistry, alternate route.
So hi everyone, my name is Joseph Karaoke. I'm excited to work with all the science teachers. I've been also working with NJCTL for about 10 years. I have experience coaching teachers face-to-face and remote. So I've been with them since the whole coaching process. So if you have any questions, you can email me, but you can also just shoot me a message on WhatsApp. So I'll put my WhatsApp number there because I respond faster sometimes that way. And I'm just excited to work with you. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out.
Good. Thank you, Joseph. Also, we pair you with someone who is strong in the content that you're doing for field experience as well. So even though in the case of science, everyone has a different instructor for the science content courses, but Joseph is physics, chemistry, and biology certified. So he can also help you with any content questions. And every one of the coaches are also have used the teaching materials themselves in their classrooms, helped write them. So they're very good resources to help you with that. And then Maria Ceres, we have for computer science.
Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to work with you guys this year, and especially now that we are coming so close to having computer science be an endorsement in New Jersey. So I look forward to working with you. And if you have any questions, especially with programming in and of itself inside the classroom, please don't hesitate to reach out. The best way to get in touch with me is via email. So that email address right there, maria@njctl.org, will give you the fastest response.
All right, and just a little side note, we will be losing Maria for a little bit on maternity leave for October and a little bit, but she's definitely wants to get you started, and then we'll introduce you to the person who will be filling in for Maria while she is out on maternity leave. All right, so I think, Audra, I think you were going to talk about this first, the materials that you need. You're still muted, Audra, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. So when you're recording, you can generally use any type of camera. The easiest is probably your mobile device. So you can set it up, either lean it up against a book that's behind it, or you could, they make tripods that you could set it inside of. So you could use any of those things to set up your camera. Depending on where you're going to be in the classroom, you may want to also have a Bluetooth or earpiece microphone. And sometimes when that is the case, the students aren't necessarily heard. So if students are asking questions, you can compliment them, say, thank you for asking a great question about, and then sort of reiterate their question so that your coach knows what was being asked, and then you can go ahead and answer it or open it up for class discussion. So just try to be mindful, or maybe even do a test video with the tools that you're using to help you understand like what your coach will be hearing and seeing when you're recording. You also kind of have to take that into consideration as well, because the camera angle, like if part of the scoring rubric says that the students are in groups, but then the camera's only on the board where you're projecting the direct instruction, then we don't have the opportunity to give you the points or the credit for that requirement, you know? So just try to be mindful about what the camera is viewing, and understand that that is like the eyes and ears of the coach in the classroom. When you're done recording, you can upload your video to any cloud storage option that's available to you. Some people have used iCloud, many use Google Drive, some have also done Dropbox. It's helpful to create a main folder for field experience and share that folder with your assigned coach. And then you can just put every single video in that one folder. Or you could make subfolders within the main folder, like the subfolder for video 1. If you have any handouts that you want us to look at ahead of time, you can put them there too. So just try to stay organized in whatever cloud resource you elect to use. Yes, you could use a swivel camera. That would also work too. That's a great question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, those are great. You know, they do cost a lot of money, but some schools do have them, the swivel camera. But really, our phones are so good now. You set it up off to the side of the room and we're hearing everything, you know, the students and you. So, you know, just put it off to the side. You stand, you know, towards the front, move around, have a couple kids talk just to see what works best there. We don't want you to go crazy spending money.
Right.
But the Google Drive account is really important, you know, or some other way to share, because you can't upload the video. It's too big to upload into Moodle. So if you need help setting that up, your coach can help you. And remember, you can also email tech support at njctl.org, There's a team of like 5 of us that rotate covering that on weekends and holidays and stuff. So you'll get a response pretty quickly there.
Yep.
So releases. I don't remember, was this?
Also, yeah, so you need to take the release forms, print them out, hand them out to your students, collect them. And you can even scan them with your phone or on a school printer, whichever is easier for you. There are different scanning apps that are free on the Apple and Android markets. And you can just go one page after another, click the picture, it makes a PDF. So if that's easier for you, that's fine. Again, school districts also have copiers that act as scanners, and you can email that to yourself and then put it in your field experience folder. Another thing I wanted to mention on the last slide is you can also pick up your camera phone and move it in the middle of the lesson too. Like I've had other people, like they're working with one group and then they're bringing the camera with them to another table. So that's another way that you can help us see the classroom. And then when you're done with the release forms, you can upload them into the cloud storage location, create a shareable link for it, and then hyperlink it for the online course text box submission space.
Yeah, you
And
can
the
also
copies of the release.
you can also upload the actual file, depending on the size. A lot of times it'll be fine. Or you might have to split it in half or something. But go ahead, sorry, Audra.
And also the copies of the releases can be found in the upload location and have also been emailed to you guys. I saw the email come through yesterday.
Yep, and then the
And
links are there at the bottom. I know sometimes in Moodle, like we type directions and you kind of miss that the file is at the bottom there, linkable. So they're there, but I also put them in the email I sent you yesterday. So,
And
Audra,
the
can you
video
explain
release
this, please?
forms, you need to establish a goal of 10 students with video release forms, or about 50% of the class, whichever is less. And what you can do is those people who did sign the release forms, you can purposefully put them in groups that are, say, closer to the camera and or in the viewing window of the camera. And then any students who don't sign their release form, like have them in the back of the room during that lesson so that they're not shown in the video. I've also had people who, when they had like board activities and all the students were visible, they opened their video in, say, iMovie or another video editing software, and they put little clouds over top of the kids' faces so that we couldn't actually see them. So that's another way you can work around students that haven't had video release forms signed. If you wanted to do it that way, the easiest way is to adjust their seats so that they're not within the video viewing window or recording window.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can still hear them. That's almost the most important thing, is to hear the discussion and the conversation going on in the room. So don't get overly worried if you don't get everyone's, and we don't want that to hold you back. So the one form that is just between you and a school administrator, you can probably get that taken care of right away, and then hand your other one out whenever you're willing to. You do not need to get all of your students. Like if you teach 5 sections of math, you don't need to get all of them. Pick one class that you want to film and just do that class all of the time. Okay, so and because there's gonna be 2 field experiences, the one now that's between now and the end of December, and then the other one that's like January to end of April. So pick and use the same group of students, and you only have to do this once. Or you could give it out to a couple groups, and then whatever group you get the most back from, you could do it that way. So field experience course numbers, you're going to see it as MET 6102 and 6104. That's what you're going to see it in Moodle. But when Susan actually generates your transcripts, it's going to follow these based on your program. Okay, so these are the ones that you'll see on your actual transcripts. you know, because that course code, that course name there is important when it comes to, you know, counting as content credits, because you are teaching this content and mastering teaching it. That's why we change the prefix there for you when it's coming along. All right, so Joseph's gonna talk a little bit about all the assignments that we have in the course, because it is a little different than, you know, the content courses and teaching methods that you've been doing.
Sure. So as you can see here, you can see all the assignments, but you can't submit the next assignment until the previous one is graded. And that was just put in place because at times before that policy was there, people would wait till the end of the deadline, till the course is almost over, and try to submit like 3 videos in a row. So before you submit one assignment, after submitting one assignment, you have to wait for feedback before you can go to the next one. You can't really open up the next one until you get feedback anyway. If you don't like your grade, just like we say with the students, you have an opportunity to retake. So that takes any anxiety you might have. So we're just here to help you grow. So if you don't like your grade, you know, just let us know. Let me know, or your coach know, whoever your coach is, by email, and they can put it back in draft mode so you can resubmit. Next slide.
It won't move. There we go.
Okay, there are 3 types of writing assignments, and they're all pretty short. The longest one asks for about 2 pages. And we just ask that you try to avoid using any type of AI like ChatGPT. Try to, you know, use personal examples if you can, because like when you use AI, it lacks a personal touch, and it's kind of easy to see. So we're not asking for like, you know, really elaborate essays. Just try to be answer the questions that are given to you. Most of them, like the pre-video submission prompts, they're just there to make sure that you're aware of what you need to think about when you're recording your video. So those questions are really there. If I see that, or if one of your coaches see that the prompt doesn't make sense, then you can redo it before you do the video. So the pre-submission prompt is really there to make sure your video is of good quality, so you're less likely to need to redo it. The other one, number 1, is just a short introduction. That's your first assignment, actually. And that's just the intro where we get to know you. You tell us about your instructional strengths and weaknesses, and also what you would like to work on most during this course. And the last written assignment is a final reflection, and it's just based on how you integrate homework, retakes, and curving into the way you grade. And it's just 2 pages, APA. Again, you know, I don't think we need to tell you, but just avoid using AI.
Yeah, and all of these assignments have really specific rubrics that we've worked on improving over the last couple of years. So you have access to all of them before you record the video, so you'll know the things that we're looking for. You know, it's really showing you integrating the PSI, PMI teaching materials with the things that you learned in methods. And it's for you to grow. You know, all the coaches give really good feedback, and even teachers who have been teaching for 15 years, 20 years, they have felt very valuable feedback that they've gotten after taking these courses. So there's a very non-threatening way to grow. You know, this is anything you submit, it's all confidential. We're not sending anything to your school. This is between us and you. You know, think of a lot of the stuff that you write. It would be like if you were sitting with your coach and just having a conversation. You know, don't go crazy writing. They're just the text boxes there for you to type it in. So again, it's just you thinking and going through and answering the questions. You really should wait to get feedback on the pre-video submission before you do the video. So we're pretty good at getting turnaround time and grading in general, especially like the short video pre-submission. I will say sometimes we do take a little longer, a couple days or so, to watch your video because they are lengthy and we want to put the time into it that it deserves. There's only 3 videos per course that you're going to upload. There is one exception to that. Anyone in the alternate route program, and I think we have a couple on here that are, you upload like a 1 lesson video like that's not graded, nothing that you just do like right at the beginning of the year. Because you're new to teaching and things like that. That's just so if your coach, needs to give you some advice or something right away, just imagine they're like stopping by in your classroom, after you've taught for like a week. So same thing, you're just, videoing that. But that's only alternate route. Each of them, really pay attention. They have specific requirements for time, the content, the part of the lesson. You can edit, it doesn't need to be continuous. Also, don't go crazy editing. Say you recorded for a 45-minute time and you're not good at video editing. All you have to do is say, watch from minute 10 to minute 16, and then watch from minute 23 to whatever. So don't feel like it has to be fancy or anything like that. Again, you're demonstrating skills and you're going to get feedback right away after the video. So here's the rubrics. Written reflection is pretty easy. They're all the same going through, and I'm supposed to pass this to Audra now. Audra, go ahead, sorry.
It's okay. So the written reflections, we're looking for the demonstration of answering the questions that are there. And especially in the pre-submission reflections that are setting up the video, if you just want to keep the questions numbered and put your answers below, that totally works. Those don't have to be in full essay format, only the final reflection does. And we, again, need to make sure that it goes in depth and has personal experiences, personal examples in there to help reflect what you're writing about. And that's where AI lacks. So
Yeah. And then the video submissions, there's different rubric for each of them. I'll show you where, I don't have them in there. I'll show you when I do a tour of the course at the end. I'll show you where they are. So you can like download them and print them out and have them for you. Thank you, Audra.
Yep. Yeah,
So
no problem.
Joseph, I want to go over the deadlines.
Yep. So, the deadlines, you can kind of see them there. The first one is September 20th. Your first module 1 reflection, which is your first written assignment, is due on the 20th. The forms are due on the same day. Then on the 23rd of September, you have your pre-submission, your first pre-submission reflection due. Then the video is then due on the 30th, about a week later. On the 28th of October, your second pre-submission is due, and then about a week later, they're about a week apart for each pre-submission and each video. November 4th, your second video, which is based on formative assessment, is due. And I just want to, some of those on top of the videos having specific time requirements, they also, 2 of them you have to show your transition between pedagogical components. So like for the first, your video 2, you have to show your first video, which is module 2. It's a little confusing. Video 1, you have to show your transition into formative assessment, even though it's based on direct instruction. You have to show yourself transitioning into formative assessment, because in the second field experience, you're going to be asked to do longer videos showing more pedagogy. So for the first 2 videos, you just have to show transition. So just try to remember that. But it's also in the instructions in case you forget.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Joseph. And also, yes, our courses are self-paced and asynchronous, but you really need to stick to these deadlines because we want you to do field experience 1 now and field experience 2 starting in January, so that you complete that during this school year. Your content courses could extend into the summer and whatnot, but we really want you to stick and get it done this school year. Also, I don't know if it matters for tuition reimbursement purposes, but when you finish the course, that is the term that Susan puts it on your transcript. So if you finish this by December 31st, this course, it would go on fall 2024. If you finish it on January 2nd, it's going to go on spring 2025. All right. So if you need it to fall a certain time, you've got to be cognizant of when you submit that final assignment. That's what we go by. All right. I've got a few slides in here about certification. There are a handful of you who already have the certification in New Jersey or in, we have some people from other states. So this doesn't apply to you. So let me just take a minute and go through this, and then I'm going to do a tour of it. Here's the really important thing. If you're adding a certification and in our full program, you do not need to go in into NJ Cert and request the certificate. We do it. All right. Don't go in and apply it for it on your own. It just confuses things. So for my add-on endorsement people, once you complete phase 1, you get the add-on CE. Okay. It's not like a certificate of eligibility. You already are a certified teacher and have a certificate in another subject. This just lets you teach for this school year that new subject, be it physics, chemistry, bio, math, whatever it is. Okay. You then let your district know that that's the way they can then code you. At the end of the program, we convert it to your standard once you pass the praxis. Okay. So this is new for this year, a new way that we're doing it. We used to just issue a letter. So you can't do this until you're done phase 1. You're not supposed to be teaching the subject if you're not certified in it until you're done phase 1. So some people still have some work to do. Just a little warning out there.
Also, a little warning, I'm the person who puts those CE nominations in, and I'll be on vacation from August 26th through September 7th. I could probably go in and do those in the evenings, but they might not be fast. So I would really suggest trying to get it all wrapped up by the end of the week.
All right, thanks, Susan. My shortage area alternate route people. So you don't have any certification yet. Once you complete phase 1 and pass the praxis, we nominate you for your CE. Okay. Then you complete methods with Kristen and you get the 50-hour VOPC. You turn that into your district converts your CE to your provisional. And then you complete 2 years of successful teaching, complete the NJCTL MSTL degree. Your district nominates you for your standard. We get notified and verify. Okay, so even in this process, you don't go into NJ Cert and do anything until you're prompted to. You get an email to prompt you to. All right. Traditional alternate route means you come to us with your CE. So you've earned your CE through some other program or you've used credits on your own. So you have done that on your own, but then you kind of end the same way the other. You do methods with Kristen, get your 50-hour VOPC, turn it into your district converts to your provisional, then you get your standard. Okay, so these are just here for reference. We have a lot of people going in and trying to apply for things on their own. You need to have us do it or certain things your school district do.
Melissa,
go on. Do you want to add, Susan? Go
can I
ahead.
just say a couple of things?
Yeah.
Even if you are shortage area, you've never had a certificate, you can create an NJ Cert account. So you can go in and create an account. Just don't apply for anything. And then those with a CE, because you're doing traditional alternate route, you already have an account. So just be sure that you're able to log into it. Anyone who's certified and going through the add-on endorsement, you may have never been in NJ Cert before because maybe you finished when the DOE used the old system, which is TCIS.
Or paper.
Or paper, yeah. If you ever had a teaching certificate before NJ Cert, you have an NJ Cert account. You might not realize it because maybe you've never logged in. But you should don't create a new account. If you've had an existing certificate, including a CE, you should not create a new account. That will cause problems. Just go to NJ Cert, try and log in. And if you can't, you just use the forgot my password prompt and that'll help you get back in. It should be registered under your personal email address. So it wouldn't be your district email address. It would be your personal email address that you'd log in with. But if you could just make sure that you're able to get into NJ Cert, that is gonna make things go a lot more quickly. Don't create new accounts. Only person who will create a new account is somebody who is a shortage area alternate route teacher who has never, ever, ever had a teaching certificate in the past.
Thank you, Susan. All right, so I didn't stick to my 20-minute rule, but we're kind of close. I just want to take a few minutes to show you this here. All right, so this has a little different format than some of the courses. We're going to be switching all our courses to this view soon, where you it lets you close everything up a little more organized. So in the top here, it kind of talks a little bit about your background. You have the syllabus. There is a video here about creating and uploading links. Teacher self-reflection checklist. You are going to bring that back to thoughts at the end of the course. So you use that at the end of methods. It still carries over into here. And this field experience video rubrics, this is probably what you want to download and print out. You can see the first video is about short dynamic direct instruction. And it's pretty specific for the things we're looking for. And then there's the next video. All right, so those are the three for this course. So you can take a look at those. All right, and then I can kind of close that back up. I will post the video of this as well as the PowerPoint in the top section there of the course. All right, so module 1, you've got the introduction and philosophy. So you just submit the one reflection and the forms. We do have some exemplar videos here that you could take a look at if you would like. And then what you'll notice is here's the pre-submission assignment. All right. And here, uploading the video, I can't do that until it's graded. The pre-submission assignment is graded and been submitted. All right. But we made it so that you can still see what the requirement is. And all of them, same way here, build on it. You can't do it, you notice here, not available until you do the previous thing. Now at the end, in the final reflection, so you have the final reflection, our course evaluation, those of you that do those at the end of every course, thank you. That's very valuable for us for feedback and, you know, for our accreditation, we have to monitor things like that. We're also going to have one new assignment that's going to be down here. And that one is going to be about your use of technology and how you feel about that. So you'll kind of answer a little survey, your coach will answer something, and then we'll also cycle back to that at the end of field experience 2. Okay, so you can close them all and open them